So it's good to have fun and be yourself, but it's also important to be respectful, that communication. So in terms of a workplace, you need to make sure that, what you're saying and what you're delivering is respectful and it makes sense to everyone in the workplace.
Good verbal communication is really about showing respect to someone. That doesn't mean sucking up to them. No one's saying that you have to speak formally to mates. It's really just speaking to someone in the same way that you would like to be spoken to in a work situation, in a way that makes you feel valued, and in a way that you understand what's being asked of you, so you can do your job well. This is true both in a workplace when you're talking to fellow workers, but also especially true when talking to clients or customers.
I think in a workplace it's professionalism. So in a sense you have to make sure that you're professional in what you're delivering, and it's different to social life. So looking at the person in the eye, nodding, making sure that you've got nice facial expressions. Smiling too is a good expression of body language. It's also common for people to cross their arms, especially when it's cold or things like that. That can come across as quite not warming in terms of expressions. So you make sure that your hands beside you or in front of you, just to make sure that you're warm and friendly to that person.
In fact, a key ingredient of good body language is active listening.
It's probably the fundamental thing of good body language. If you're listening and you're open and your face and body's open to that person, it shows that you're interested in what they're saying.
If you are required to use it for work, there are some best practices to follow, starting with the language you use.
So the language you should use is professional. You're talking about your working environment, therefore you should have your professional voice on. It's not using slang, it's getting to the point. What are you actually asking?
Getting to the point is not about being blunt. It's just getting and giving the information that is required with a minimum of fuss. Your tone of voice is also critical.
A clear, calm tone on the phone, because you don't want to be shouting over the phone. The tone has to be respectful, it has to be professional, yeah.
Of course, trades environments can be noisy, but shouting is a bad idea. It can easily be misinterpreted by a client. So, in a noisy environment, what do you do?
If you're somewhere noisy and they can't actually hear you, what you could do is you could move away, or you could actually stop the conversation and say, I will call you back as soon as I am in a quieter place. You're not rushing what you're saying, you're pausing when you're actually speaking, making sure that they're nodding their head, they're actually understanding what you're saying.
Making sure that you are being understood is the key to effective communication with culturally and linguistically different workers.
Yeah, the clarifying is really important, because if they don't understand and you don't understand, then it's quite hard to get that point across. So clarifying and questioning is, I think I would take extra time to do so.
You don't want to overdo it. If you constantly ask someone if they understand, that can come across as a bit patronising. You'll get a feel for it pretty quickly though. If someone doesn't understand, you'll probably read it on their face or in their body language. If you ask a person a few friendly questions at the start of a conversation, you'll get a pretty good idea of what their language skills are like.
I think it's respectful communication. I think not talking too slow and patronising, but just making sure that what you're saying is clear and concise.